Hey, it's Nikki Jensen.
And Brie Piccone.
And we're
Late to the Party,
a weekly podcast about film, fashion, and pop culture. Hey, Brie.
Hey, Nick.
How is it going?
It's going good. How's it going with you?
Good. You look so, studious.
Do I? It's the glasses, isn't it? And the gray.
Yeah, you look like you're about to study with a book. You look very Rory Gilmore, collegiate.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I never feel that way, but I will take it.
No, if you said that, you're getting straight A's writing a thesis, I'd totally believe you.
I'm getting straight A's and writing a thesis. I like your vibes. I love your whole t-shirt.
Thank you.
You're too cool for school.
Truly. Which maybe I'm a little too relaxed. My goal for 2024 is to be a little more adventurous with my style. For sure. Oh my god, have you seen the Jeffrey Campbell capsule collection they're coming out with?
I have. They have some interesting shoes.
They are straight out of 2011 and I'm obsessed because that's what I used to wear back in the day, and that Indie Sleaze has become from a micro trend to a macro trend. I'm very, very excited.
Are you gonna get a pair?
I really want some. I am on the wait list
Ooh.
for a couple pairs.
Oh, wait. Can I guess what pairs?
Yeah.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. I think I know. So I would say the Spike.
Yeah.
That one. And I'm going to guess maybe Prickly? No. Too much. The Heart one? Just plain. You have plain though, don't you?
I do have plain. So I, for my graduation, underneath my gown, I had Jeffrey Campbell Litas on. I was riding that trend until the wheels fell off. So the fact that Jeffrey Campbell is kind of reissuing the Lita with the spike on it really just
it's your time, Nick.
It really is my time. I know the time. 2014 Tumblr girl I was, and now it's my time again. I'm excited, very much so. But are you gonna dip into the Indie Sleaze trend? Which I'm praying. I don't want to take the internet's word for it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like ballet core never really happened, but it morphed into that coquette satin bow aesthetic that everyone did a couple months ago. I don't want Indie Sleaze to become watered down ballet core was. Not that it really matters because you can wear whatever you want anytime.
I get what you're saying though. You don't want it to just be one little you want to go full sleeves
100%. I mean, I could do that anyways, which I'm starting to realize. I know that's very sad.
Why is that sad?
Because I feel and I wonder about you too. In the past, not to be negative, wah, wah, but
it's okay.
In the past couple years, I feel like I used to be someone that really prided myself in my personal style. And then I just got a lot more unadventurous. I feel like the pandemic probably did it. I definitely suffer from the pandemic skip. So probably in turn, I have the pandemic skip fashion wise. But how about you? What are your thoughts on Indie Sleaze? And what are your thoughts on just personal fashion? It's loaded.
Yeah, it's a loaded question.
It's a loaded baked potato of a question.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I actually have participated in Indie Sleaze. I'm trying to I appreciate it and I like the aesthetic, but I'm trying to think if I feel like I've done maybe some light sleeves, I've worn some black with a touch of sparkle, some smoky eye, but I haven't gone full sleeves. So maybe this is the time to dip my toes and see if I
I mean, I think you have all the makings.
I think I was
of it.
Sorry. I just spit. I think I at the time I think I was tweeting,
You did. You were very put a bird on it.
Yeah, I was let's put a bird on it. I was let me be sweet, I guess.
Yes.
And I feel Indie Sleaze is oh, it's dark, it's mysterious, it's cool. And I'm I'm not cool. I'm a librarian. A cool librarian, I guess. I don't know, I just negated myself.
No, you
I don't know. I don't know what twee is either though. I don't know. It's hard to define,
it's a lot of made up mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
I think whether agree with it or not, I definitely use a lot of like TikTok verbiage.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like it all matters, but I feel like back in the day, like while I was a 2014 Tumblr girl, that was kind of my aesthetic.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Indie Sleaze adjacent.
Like studded leather items.
Jeffrey Campbell Litas, Nirvana tank tops. Very like Sky Ferreira back in the day.
Yes.
Rip tights. But like with you, I feel like you definitely were a little bit more twee, a little Zoe Deschanel-esque.
Yeah.
You really like...
I was.
You really leaned into that. But
yeah, I was like wearing like yellow pants and a black and white striped top or something. Like, you know.
Yeah. It's very like cute and approachable. Like you listen to She and Him.
Yeah.
But maybe you actually listened to the music that was like the Tumblr
my
aesthetic.
to match my inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But you can, well, also you're an adult.
I'm an adult. I can do what I want to do. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm like, Indie Sleaze could be any time. Like, I feel like the look is very cool. Like, I don't think to me, it's not out of style. So like to me, it never went out of style, but I wish I participated in it more, but I could. I mean, I do like a lot of the shoes in the collection, but I will say like the ones I'm really intrigued by, like that I would maybe wear are those crazy cowboy looking ones.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say like the tapestry.
Yes. And the tapestry. Definitely. I don't know if I'd really wear the cowboy ones, but I like them. I feel like they're so funky and weird. But yeah, the tapestry, it's called like Damsel.
Yeah. I remember that from back in the day. Do you remember We Heart It?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really had a lot of like Jeffrey Campbell shoes on my We Heart It.
You were a Jeffrey Campbell stan.
I still am. They do have the best shoes, and I have a really small, narrow foot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw you wear those shoes like every day for years, and they held up, so.
It was a problem, but that was a whole, I love how like we've spent like the first, chunk of the time just being like, so shoes. Let's talk about us.
Yeah. I mean, today we're just kind of riffing. We're talking about a lot of stuff, you know?
We're really, Brie, I'm really trying this new mantra or, like ideology for 2024 where I want to be a little more loosey-goosey. I don't want to be so like tightly wound.
Same.
Because my life is better when I think less.
Yeah.
Be stressed, do less.
Do less. Embrace the frazzled English woman inside.
Truly.
Let her be.
That's another
messy
like trend right now. I'm really into the frazzled English woman.
Yes. I love the idea of this trend. Like I love that it's like pulling from like rom-coms and like comfort movies.
Definitely. Like this feels like a bowl of chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
Or like a hot cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really do appreciate anytime anyone wants to talk about early 2000s rom-coms. For real. Like anytime, any place, I'll talk about it. But it's a genre of lady that I feel like we've forgotten about.
Yeah. Does that exist in the world?
I'm sure. I feel like this is like a lot of, it is a fantasy. Like we watched Bridget Jones's Diary for the first time a couple days ago.
We did, yeah.
And I was thinking about that because like the frazzled English woman is a little bit of Kate Winslet in The Holiday, a little bit of Keira Knightley's streetwear style, a bit of Bridget Jones's Diary. And the thing that they have in common, or even like what's her name in Love Actually?
Oh yeah. Is it Laura Linney?
Laura Linney, and even the secretary, the Hugh Grant assistant. I don't know her name, but the brunette lady.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think of her character's name. Is it like Lisa? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Lisa.
That sounds right.
Lisa from Love Actually.
I don't know if that's correct.
I feel you. Love Actually has way too many characters for me to like. I don't know any of their names.
Actually, I don't think I know their names either, especially like Alan Rickman's character. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I couldn't tell you one character's name in Love Actually, if I'm being honest.
The little boy. I don't know.
Yeah, like little boy from Love Actually.
The singer, the man that sings. I feel like I used to know.
I don't know. I don't know any.
Yeah.
I think I just know them by their actor names.
Yeah.
But the frazzled English woman she is like the every woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by definition, she's probably English.
She's every woman. And she's probably English.
Probably English, baby. Wearing skinny scarves. Whoa. She's having an affair with Hugh Grant, who's the boss.
She's a little bit messy. That's why we love her.
Frazzled, disheveled. Like, she doesn't care. She's like what I want to be this year. I want to be a little loose.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm a little messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who needs to be put together anyways?
Yeah. It doesn't work.
Mm-mm. I will say what I've learned with using claw clips now that I've grown my hair out, it's so easy to just throw it up there and it looks good because sometimes ponytails are like too tight. You know what I'm saying? And they don't like, it's like too sleek, or like if your hair is not, you're not having a good hair day and sometimes it's like lumpy. But if you do like a quick twist and just throw a claw up there, it just...
Nothing's worse than a limp pony.
Yeah. Hate that.
Yeah, just like the thin limp. But I can't do hair in general, so I love the idea of the frazzled English woman aesthetic being just like,
hair?
You whip it up. And I'm not good at hair.
But you wear claw clips sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, because you don't need to know how to do hair. You can it's effortless.
It's effortless.
But actually
Other than that,
effortless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
But I do think that suits people better. Yeah. In certain ways. I also like the frame of mind of the frazzled English woman. Also skinny scarves.
Skinny scarves. I know. Yeah. I have at least one, maybe two skinny scarves.
You still kept the skinny scarves?
I kept one. I kept either one or two. I don't know. And then I have another one. I might have 3 skinny scarves, actually. Like one that was semi-recent, that was a gift. And then 2 that I kept.
Who's
3, maybe
skinny scarves?
Or maybe more.
You're buying skinny scarves?
No. I didn't buy these. These were ones that I kept from years ago. And one of them is really cool. It's got like teal and like gold threading through it, and it really looks like something like Keira Knightley wears, or someone like.
You're aspirational. Like your hoarder tendencies
they're
are a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Like I'm a little bit in love with that because, okay, kind of off topic, bringing it back to Indie Sleaze. I have this 2009. In 2009, Lady Gaga did a collab with Chi, the hair straightener, like flat iron brand. Mm-hmm. And it's purple zebra, and I still have it, and it finally kicked the bucket. And I was so upset, but then I realized 2009 was like 15 years ago.
Did you bury it in the backyard?
No, I still have. Brie, I have it in my like hair tools caddy. Like I can use it. I just haven't been able to let it go.
Do you like heat up the other one? Like you set them both there and you close your eyes and just pretend?
It's just there to look at, I guess.
It's a reminder.
But I have nary a skinny scarf for,
Were you a skinny scarf wearer, though, back in the day? I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen you. I've seen you in, like, scarves. I remember you wore infinity scarves a lot.
I was really into infinity scarves.
Which I feel like can kind of go with that aesthetic as well. Like, the right-looking, like, cozy infinity scarf.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love a good, like, Lenny Kravitz, like, chunky scarf.
Oh, my gosh. True. Yeah.
So good. I mean, what did I have? I had... Like back in the day, instead of skinny scarves, what was I wearing? It was like like the Alexander McQueen skull, like scarf, the long scarf. I would wear like knockoffs of that. That was like more my aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was really like, as a kid, I was like Indie Sleaze as I could.
Yeah. All black everything.
Yeah. Or like studs or, I don't know.
Stud scarves. No, I'm just kidding. What about like fingerless gloves? Do you think that's frazzled English woman?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're wearing like a chunky thrifted scarf, fingerless gloves would totally work. I mean, you don't want to look like the neighbor man in Home Alone. No,
it's a little more like cute than that.
Yeah, like they're trying. Like the frazzled English woman is really trying to have fashion sense.
She just might be like frazzled. She might have some buttons undone. She doesn't have time. Doesn't have time.
Cassie, like Sydney Sweeney's character in Euphoria.
Uh-huh.
You know how it's like the meme
She's got too much time
where
on her
she's like
hands.
waking up at 4:00 to do the various skincare, self-care.
Can you imagine doing that, by the way? Like
Contraptions?
4 a.m.?
It's crazy, but I swear, like, you ever see those women who, just woke up at like 5 a.m. to do their hair and makeup and like curl their hair? Like, those ladies that always have their hair perfectly like beach waved?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I really think you have to get up early in the morning probably to achieve that style.
Probably.
Consistently.
But
I admire it.
I
But
can admire that.
But I'm frazzled. Not English, but
no. I feel like
Yeah.
the frazzled English woman's way more relatable.
yeah. Yeah, what do you think about the frazzled English woman?
I mean, I feel like I am like pretty frazzled myself. I'm always rushing around. Like, I get it. Like, I don't have time. I don't really take the time. Maybe I should take more time in the morning.
I know.
But I have this like jacket that looks a lot like Kate Winslet's jacket from The Holiday. I like thrifted it online. It's like that Paris Hilton jacket. You know the one.
Yeah.
It's like kind of tweed or something, but I don't button that. I just like, it has like a tie in the front and I just tie it up like a robe real quick when I go out. Like, I don't.
It looks like Kate Winslet from The Holiday.
Yeah.
Which I watched again last night.
Oh.
Which I don't believe like The Holiday is strictly a Christmas movie. I think it's a winter film.
I agree. Yeah, it's very cozy. I mean, Christmas happens at some point, and so does New Year's. But yeah, it's not like specifically about those. It's more like the holiday, as the Brits would like mean, like a vacation
Definitely.
holiday, not just.
Well, it's also like a proper vacation. I feel like us Americans, we don't know. Like, they take a proper 2 weeks between like the Christmas time and New Year's.
Yeah.
Maybe that's 1 week, but it feels like 2 weeks. It's spiritually 2 weeks.
Yes.
It's like a proper holiday. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah. Like an actual break. Like decompressing. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 2 weeks, just spiritually. It could be 2 weeks. But yeah, the holiday, her fashion, Kate Winslet, is very, like, I don't want to say non-existent.
No, I mean, I get what you mean. Like, she wears a lot of neutrals, I think.
Definitely. Or like a lot of things, like, there was a costume designer, but maybe, how like some people say like romantic comedy actresses are actually the best actresses because it's very hard to play someone that seems like it is yourself. I feel like that's with like Nancy Meyers costuming, the characters that obviously aren't like a reflection of Nancy. Like Cameron Diaz. Cammy D is definitely just Nancy Meyers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
cutting up the trailers.
Yeah, definitely. But Kate Winslet is, I think, just, I don't know who
like,
the costume designer is, but
it's like just, almost frumpy.
Yeah.
But like cute still. And like, just like everyday, ordinary gal.
Which, how do you do that?
Just like as a design, like a costume designer?
How do you do that?
Maybe you just throw things together. Maybe you just...
That takes a skill. I don't know who
like like to dress people down or like, just casually and
like a normal person.
Yeah.
Because I would want to go full Mona May.
Yeah, like character, like really like style them up and use color and
definitely be like, do they need a feather boa? No. Do they need like some funky shoes?
Yeah.
No. But
do they need this funky hat?
Do they need that fedora? Yes.
Yeah. No, I guess you got to be in tune with something.
I love it. I don't know. It's really hard to describe, but it's very much like Kate Winslet in The Holiday, specifically, to just circle back. She realizes mid-movie that she needs to be the main character of her own life.
Yes.
Like, she's acting like she's a character actor, but she's really Kate fucking Winslet. And the frazzled English woman, like Bridget Jones, we saw that whole movie.
Yes.
She realizes
she was doing something similar.
Through. Yeah.
She wasn't really the main character for a moment there.
Definitely not. Also, it's wild that it's like a look that people are talking about and like, oh, frazzled English woman aesthetic, when Bridget Jones is like the poster child for it, and she just wears like that one scene when she's in the office and she just wears, you can see her black bra.
I actually thought that was cute.
I mean, it was super cute, but it was like, kind of jarring.
It was jarring.
That she was going to the office every day. So willy-nilly.
No, the juxtaposition there too. Like her ordinary clothes that she wore like before she dressed that way just to get, Hugh Grant's attention.
Which was like the weirdest attention. But I mean, I'm not here for it. He's a sleaze.
Yeah, I didn't really it's so weird, like seeing him in a role and being like, oh, because usually I'm charmed by him and I'm like, oh, immediately you're like,
as the Brits would say, he's a cad.
Mm-hmm.
Bridget Jones is one of those movies, Brie, where I thought going into it I was going to think something different. But I don't know how they made 3 of these because Colin Firth is the pick.
Yeah, it's so obvious. And like, why is it the same choice for each 3 movies? I thought it was going to be like her like writing a lot more in her diary and going through her own personal journey, which maybe it is, but it seems like all these movies are just about her choosing a guy, like choosing a fella, which I vaguely remember in the marketing like back in the day, but I don't quite understand now that I've actually watched this movie. Like there's a clear pick, like why would they keep that narrative? Like this movie also on its own, it has an ending, like it's kind of all the loose ends are tied up, so I don't think any other movies actually needed to be made. Like I'm kind of confused, but it was like a cultural phenomenon, right? For like
it was
women.
Oh yeah, like women, especially in the early 2000s, were obsessed with Bridget Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a book, and there is a book called Bridget Jones: The Edge of Reason, which is the second movie. Bridget Jones' Baby, I know it's Colin not Farrell. I wish.
Not again.
I wish.
Add him into the mix, like as a choice.
Oh my God, an Irishman is like a choice.
Yeah, why not?
That's the 4th Bridget Jones. I'm writing it right now. Or Barry Keoghan just comes in, Saltburn style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mess up Bridget Jones's life with a baby now, I guess. I haven't seen the 3rd one. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
But that's Patrick Dempsey and Colin Firth.
Mm-hmm.
So Hugh Grant's out of the picture by the 3rd one, right? Maybe he comes back. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can't really be talking about things we haven't seen.
Him. Yeah, I know. I am curious, but I'm also like, not that I guess it can't ruin the first film. I'm not that attached to it because I feel like I'm so late to the party on it. Like I'm not like that's my comfort movie.
Definitely.
But I want to understand.
I do too. I really got it when she was lip syncing to All by Myself by Celine Dion.
Yes.
That was when I understood. Now, when she was like joking with Hugh Grant that he was a sexual like harasser, it didn't hold up as well for me, but maybe if I saw it,
mm-hmm.
If it was one of those movies that I saw on E
back in the day,
then that's how that's comfort movies. If it was playing on E between like 2008 and 2012.
Yeah,
it's a very short window, but
that's a very short window. So you mentioned comfort movies. Like, what are some of your favorite comfort movies? What were you watching on E?
Oh, well, on E, Sweet Home Alabama was on a lot. Lots of Sandra Bullock, lots of like 2 Weeks Notice or the Sex and the City movie. Didn't know if they played it, but like Mamma Mia for sure. It's complicated.
Sorry, it's just me. I'm like, ow.
It's your glasses?
It's the glasses. It's the mistake of wearing glasses and headphones.
You're dumb again.
No, I'm just kidding. Take my glasses off. I lose all intelligence.
No, according to movie logic, you're hot now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It has this weird effect.
Yeah.
The masses.
It's wild.
You look the same to me, but
thanks,
you look
Nick.
great.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
But what were you saying? So it's complicated.
It's complicated, but the TV had it,
Yeah.
Yeah. But nowadays, comfort movies are a little different. Like
yours?
My comfort movies, yeah. Like I get into kicks.
Yeah.
Where just one movie will feel like so comforting and then I'll switch it to something else. But the main standbys are I love watching Groundhog Day with Bill Murray and Andie MacDowell.
I went through a phase like a few years ago where that was my comfort movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
I watched it once. Like, I don't know. I think I was like...
You're just like, I watched it once. And I was comforted.
No, yeah, I watched it once and I was comforted and I'm like, let me watch it again. Like it's...
Like Groundhog Day?
Like Groundhog Day, yeah. It had to be around the pandemic times, I think.
Yeah, this movie...
Because I guess it felt like Groundhog Day, but it was more comforting seeing Bill Murray and what's her name?
Andie MacDowell.
Andie MacDowell,
who reminds me of my mom back in like the day, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just love that movie. I love like 90s Bill Murray. It has this very like early 90s, 80s feel that's very, very comforting. I think growing up where I did looked very much like the Home Alone movies.
Yeah, it's like the 80s are still like they still exist somehow. They like what's the word? They're like
that
they lingered.
Yes, like the Cranberries, they lingered.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean though? Like growing up, I feel like even in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s, and then there was a cutoff point for sure, but it was still like acceptable for like the family home to look like the Home Improvement house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was just kitschier. But anyways.
I do miss the kitsch.
Yes.
Of the kitchen.
Yeah.
The dining, you know, like.
Yeah, once like the family like redoes the kitchen to look all modern.
Yeah,
I'm just like.
I feel like too modern is like cold.
Yeah, I'm like, where's that goose holding the paper towels?
Yes. Oh my God, the goose. Or like the geese on the like the cups. You know those cups.
Yeah, the Dixie cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were a proper country.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Groundhog Day, Big Daddy's a comfort movie.
Ooh, Big Daddy.
Scuba Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I could quote that movie forwards and backwards. Also, Jon Stewart is like one of my ultimate celebrity crushes, especially in Big Daddy.
Jon Stewart. Hold on.
Yeah,
I forget who that is.
Like The Daily Show.
Oh wait, we've had this conversation before.
I love Jon Stewart. That's
right.
my man. He's still my man.
Yeah.
What are your comfort movies?
I have a few.
Okay.
One being Norbit.
Oh my God.
You probably knew I would say that.
Norbit.
Norbit, give me my ribs. I don't know why I said it so. I feel like she doesn't say it like. She
does not. You're so good at the Rasputia typically.
Yeah, usually it's because I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I need to be riled up about something on the inside to go full Rasputia.
I have overheard you talking to someone full Rasputia before.
Yeah.
You were bossing them.
I think I wanted like food or something. It was like very similar to the story. It was like, where's my sandwich or something? I don't know.
Like you're very sweet and innocent, and then all of a sudden you go full Rasputia.
I get hungry.
You go from Norbit to Rasputia.
I do. I'm like, oh, pour soup on my lap, Rasputia.
Sorry, Rasputia.
Sorry. Move my seat.
I just think of her on the at the water park on the water slide.
Yeah,
it's in my nightmares.
I love Rasputia. I don't know.
She's someone I think we need to reappraise in 2024 because I think she was just setting a lot of boundaries.
Yeah, and she knew what she wanted. She went after it. She knew she wanted Norbit.
Yeah,
you know.
She put herself first. Isn't she like what we all aspire to be?
Right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's what the media is constantly feeding us that we should be, basically. And then they're like, no, just kidding. We don't want you to be like that.
Yeah.
Case in point, Lizzo. Cut that part out. But it kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Womp, womp.
She'll bounce back.
Yeah, so eventually. As far as like other like comfort movies, I'd say Pretty Woman. Also one of my favorite rom-coms, but
yeah.
But I feel like that one is very comforting. I'd say Kiki's Delivery Service is a comfort movie.
I watched that the other day.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah.
I love the aesthetic of that movie.
It's beautiful. Well, it's Miyazaki, of course, or Miyazaki. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah.
I don't either. I feel like I say it differently every time, and I never know what I say. It just comes out.
I've always said Miyazaki, but I've heard so many times people say Miyazaki, so
yeah,
whatevs. But Kiki's Delivery Service, we've talked about this before. I love that movie still, but it doesn't hit the same as it did when I was a kid, and I know why. I know it's because they cut out Phil Hartman.
Yeah, you got to watch the version where they... Because there's like 3 different versions.
Yeah.
There's
the 1989.
There's like, the 80. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But there's a very specific one, and it's hard to find, is the Disney... It's the Disney dub, but there's 2 Disney dubs, because they later undubbed some of it.
Yeah.
Because they wanted it to be closer to like the original Japanese. Like that's how it was intended. The original Japanese version was supposed to be like less dialogue, I guess, less like a little more serious, like less music, less bop.
They didn't let Phil Hartman riff as hard. Like they cut out a little bit of the riffing, which is a shame.
I know, I love the riffing. That cat, like I don't know, that's like my favorite thing.
Gigi?
Like, Gigi just being sassy.
Oh, if I ever got a black cat. Oh my god. We talked about this when I was watching it. I want to be Gigi.
You want to be
That's
Gigi?
my hero.
He lives his best life.
He does.
Yeah.
He's the Rasputia of
He is. He tells her what's what. He gets himself a girlfriend. He's like, I'm doing what I want. I'm a cat.
No, he's sexy. I know some people are like, yeah, Lola Bunny. What's another character that people find sexy? That's like,
I don't know.
Whatever. I'm like Gigi.
But you also want to be Gigi.
I do. I don't want to be with. I want to be Gigi.
Yeah. He's definitely got it made. Like he doesn't have to deal with the same problems either.
No.
He's so carefree.
I mean, not that Kiki really has to deal with those problems. Like now watching it, I'm like, well, first of all, that one girl was a cunt.
Yeah.
That one little witch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she's good at what? Basically tarot?
Yeah.
Whatever. Kiki has a broom and a cat.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that.
She lives upstairs from a bakery.
So cute. That's like the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your like ultimate fantasy to be like Kiki?
I think so. But I also want to fly, and I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Specifically on a broom, you know? I know I could go on an airplane. Like, it's true.
They're like brooms.
How?
You know, like they fly and they're up in the air. They're like brooms.
But you can't sit on top of them.
Well, I mean, it might not work out. You technically could. You have the capacity to.
I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's true. Well, if you get your pilot's license, that's kind of like you're driving a broom.
That's true, but I don't want to be responsible for people's lives like that. Like that's...
Well, don't put people on your broom. Don't put people on your plane.
Like just me.
Just you.
Yeah. I don't know. I want the broom to do all the work.
I just reduced being a pilot. I'm like, that's like flying a plane, right? You don't do anything. It just does it for you.
Yeah. Like that's too much pressure.
Any other comfort movies?
Yeah. I would say another comfort film would be Something's Gotta Give.
Nancy Meyers.
Anything Diane Keaton is in basically is like comfort.
First Wives Club.
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
First Wives Club.
But Keanu Reeves and Something's Gotta Give is like my favorite thing in the world.
I ship their romance.
I do too. I don't know. We've actually covered Something's Gotta Give.
We did. We have a whole episode on that. Yeah, or Nancy Meyers, like the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's more. I don't know if I should go on.
Go on. Maybe one more.
Okay. I'm like, no.
How many did you choose?
I don't know.
You like have like a whole...
I need a lot of comfort. Oh my god. I mean, sometimes the Titanic.
Oh my god, you gotta keep that in that like rule. That just
You said I drool?
Yeah, Bria. He's a drool just like fell right.
I don't think they'll be able to see it.
Dang it.
But the Titanic.
Sorry, Bria.
I love to see the world burn. I just drool thinking about the Titanic.
You salivated. You were like, the Titanic.
I mean, it's just like it's escapism. I mean, it's escaping into a tragedy, but it's so nostalgic that it comforts me. I don't know.
Yeah. How often? Because Titanic is very long, and it's judgment.
Long.
But how often do you sit down and watch Titanic?
You know, not often. To be honest, I don't watch a lot of my comfort movies often enough. My most often watched has got to be Norbit. But like, yeah, not very often. Because it's like you gotta sit and watch. But if I watch it, I will be invested, you know?
Definitely.
I'll be booked and busy. I'll be into the story, watching it like I've never seen it before.
So does a comfort movie, does that mean like when I watch Devil Wears Prada, it is to escape, but it's actually like to comfort me.
Yeah.
Like if I'm having a really bad day, I will put on Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
And just get into I'll just get into the movie and watch it and feel like relief. Like being in a...
Because you know what's going to happen too. I think. You're like, oh, I'm comforted by the fact of kind of knowing what's going to happen. But I'm going to do this game with myself where I'm going to pretend like I'm so invested in the characters that I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
What's going to happen? But I know what's going to happen. But it's still that feeling of comfort. But like what you're describing, which is awesome, is a different, like, it's just like when you want to go in and escape. Yeah.
Is that more your comfort is escapism? And maybe my comfort is more like,
I don't know.
Something else, but
I don't know. I'm unpacking this now. I'm like,
let's unpack.
Yeah. That's a great question. I think it is escapism to some degree. Yeah. But I feel like my comfort movies, maybe I watch different movies for different reasons, depending on what mood, like what I need in that moment.
Okay.
If I need to escape, or if I want to feel warm and fuzzy, I'll put on like a warmer, fuzzy movie, you know? But if I want to feel something, but also still have that feeling of comfort, I'll watch something more dramatic.
That's really, that's brave. No, but that's really awesome. No, because it is in a weird way. Like I really do admire that though, because I don't view comfort movies like that. At least you're like expanding your mind or yourself and wanting to escape. And I just want a warm, fuzzy hug. Like
that makes sense. I think that's most people, because like I almost put Kill Bill on this list.
Oh, that's a comfort movie though.
Is it?
The volume 1 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that scene with Vivica A. Fox in the beginning is a little therapeutic.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why.
Yeah, okay.
And it's stylized. Tarantino's very stylized.
Yeah.
So you know, if you've seen it once, you know like the beats of Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Which can be comforting.
Yeah, it is like what makes a comfort movie? I've never really, I don't know. Because I think normally you just go to the warm fuzzies. Like the obvious kind. Like there's some that are just obvious. Like like Love Actually or The Holiday. I know they're kind of Christmassy movies, but they're like definitely comfort. It's like no doubt. Like,
well, yeah. Or like Groundhog Day, where it does give like, you know what's going to happen. It's very predictable. Like, you know things are eventually going to work out. Or like A Sweet Home Alabama, you know?
Yeah.
But I like you're expanding. You're like Titanic. Because, yeah, it is comforting to immerse yourself.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to get a good cry out.
Yeah. What do you do to get a good cry out?
Probably watch a movie that would get me. Like, the Titanic, I think, does get me. I'm trying to think what else. Like
Norbit.
Norbit makes me cry. I don't know that I've ever cried watching Norbit, but I'm like, have I?
Dude, I was deeply disturbed as a child watching Norbit and realizing how like abused Eddie Murphy was being by
cry?
Eddie Murphy. No, but I was definitely like very creeped out. Like I took Norbit too seriously as a child.
Yeah. I think I didn't take it very seriously until I was an adult, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually messed up. Like I've been laughing at this poor man's experience. But now I'm like laughing at it again. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, it's a movie. Yeah. I'm like, this is not real life, but I get, you know.
It is funny because my comfort movie, Big Daddy, like growing up, obviously I didn't think about it. And then I remember there was a certain point where I was like, yeah, Adam Sandler's character is a lowlife and Sonny should get a job. And now I'm back to, no, I think like going to the park and like throwing sticks at rollerbladers and skateboarders is hilarious. And I, like I've done a whole 360.
Yeah. Seeing people fall off their skateboards, isn't that like your comfort?
My joy. That's my comfort
brings you
movie.
joy in life.
It's the funniest thing.
I don't think I've ever seen you so joyous as seeing like when we've been out like in real life, just like some kid doing like some type of skate trick and thinking he's gonna really land it and then go.
That's comedy. If they don't truly hurt themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like slipping out a banana peel in real life. Like that's just comedy to me.
And they're like, oh,
that's a whole story. Yeah. That's a whole story. Cause like they have an arc. They go from being like kind of pompous and being like, I'm going to show everyone my skill. They're so proud of themselves. Their ego is so full. And then all of a sudden, wipe out. And that's funny. Falls are funny.
Yeah.
And I love how I'm like expressing my case for why doing like laughing at something fucked up is funny. I'm like, you get it? Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get
it's
it.
Like
comedy.
America's Funniest Home Videos. Like,
Yeah. They always look around, though. If they're doing a skateboard trick and fall, they always look around afterwards and try to see if anyone saw it.
Yeah.
Which is also funny.
That is funny, yeah. And trying not to laugh because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to laugh. This person's embarrassed. Like, I don't want to hurt their feelings. And then it makes it worse.
It's like laughing in church. That's also the best laughs.
Yeah.
Church laughs are the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
I don't know. We were talking about comfort films. We're talking about
what movies? Yeah, what movies make you cry? And I'm like,
cry. Big Daddy.
It does. It's
Click makes me cry. At least last time. I've kind of blacked out. Like that movie has been erased from my brain because I think it was too traumatic for me.
It's a traumatic experience. Like that's what you go to therapy for. Like BetterHelp.
That's why.
What if that was?
I've seen that movie. Are we still trying to get sponsored?
Oh, BetterHelp.
Oh my gosh. We'll keep trying until we hear back.
I don't think BetterHelp is going to go for these girls were traumatized
I know.
Click.
They're like, something's wrong with these girls. They're not getting the help they need, clearly.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know movies, but if I'm wanting to have a good cry, I'll listen to music.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Makes me cry every time. In the grocery store. All the opportune times.
The song Gypsy will make me cry.
Been there.
Yeah, that like if I'm in a certain mood at a certain point in my life, I feel like a gypsy.
I always do. Silver Springs if I'm really feeling nasty.
I feel like it's like I don't like to cry, but then like a lot of things will just make me cry, and I'll be like, wow, I can't believe I cried over that.
So jealous.
Sometimes it'll be like touching things. Like it's not always something sad. It'll be like, oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, no, I feel like the majority of times when I cry, it's not because something's sad. It's because I'm moved.
Same.
No, I get that. Like if someone sings super well, I will cry. Like if I listen to Celine Dion or just someone with like an incredible voice,
Beyonce
I'll
Renaissance.
Cry. Yes,
there was 3 times in that film.
If I'm at a concert, I feel crazy. I don't know if this is. Is this mental illness? Like if I'm at a
help us.
Yeah, I know, really. But at a concert when they're about to play for the first like song, I will be overwhelmed with emotion.
Oh,
I don't know, something about people singing. I think because it's a
cried
God-given talent. Yeah. Do you more cry over like the emotions that they present? Or just the overall like idea of talent.
Maybe if they hit a certain note, I don't know, and it sounds beautiful to me. If they sound like an angel in my ears,
you'll shed a tear.
Yeah, it's like you get starstruck.
Yeah,
there's like something that takes over. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, no,
I like that. It is like you're starstruck.
If Lady Gaga is singing, maybe.
Well, if that makes me cry.
Specific song.
Shallow.
Yeah.
Shallow makes me cry every single time. Or I'll Never Love Again. I
can't listen to that song.
Oh my God, Brie. Every time we saw A Star Is Born back in 2018 when it came out, cried every time. And I think I can like... What?
No, go ahead.
Just when Jackson Maine, when I got to the point watching A Star Is Born where Jackson Maine in the second half of the film will look at Lady Gaga's character a certain way, and I'll think about what happens later and I'll start crying then.
Yeah,
it's like
I know what you're saying. Like sometimes watching movies like that, when you know something's gonna happen, you're already like
waterworks.
Yeah.
Like the second time he touches his nose, done.
It hurts.
It's game over for me. But what were you about to say?
I was gonna say I know what to listen to make me cry.
What?
You haven't seen The Last of Me by Cher. Because I'm so moved. I'm like, it's empowering.
It has no business being in burlesque. But,
no business.
But I thank God every day.
Every day.
No, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about... there's so much baggage that comes with certain songs. I think knowing the context... I don't know. It's a beautiful thing to be able to sing and have a song written by Diane Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Because You Love Me is also a song that was written by Diane Warren that I'm just like, touches me.
That song gets me too.
Every time she puts her fingers on the piano, it's just like tears
Yeah.
flick off. So we talked about rom-coms a little though, Brie.
Oh, yeah.
So like a lot of my comfort movies are definitely rom-coms. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. They overlap, I feel.
They truly do. And I think it is the predictability of it and whatnot. But so like I love Sandra Bullock rom-coms, and I love anytime Anne Hathaway does that.
Yes.
But I want to ask you your favorite rom-coms.
Favorite rom-coms. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. My Best Friend's Wedding. I already said Pretty Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Are
you a Julia fan?
I think I'm a Julia fan.
Oh my god, Brie. Yeah. You were like, we gotta watch. What is it? What is the movie called?
The Leave the World Behind?
Yes.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
What were your thoughts? Like,
I really wanted to like it.
You didn't like it?
I did not like it. Did you watch it?
Yeah. I liked it. I was like, oh, this is cool. I mean, it was a lot of suspense.
Yeah. I think talk about PTSD. I think any movie post-pandemic that is this like end of the world apocalypse thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I check out right at the door. I'm just like, ugh. I think this movie would have really hit in 2013 as opposed to 2023.
Yeah, maybe it's like the times, but
I love Ethan Hawke and I love Julia Roberts.
Same.
But then that made me think, because you have on the docs about like Julia Roberts in serious roles.
Yeah, because I was just thinking like, when I think of her, I think of rom-coms. Mm-hmm. But I know that she's done a lot of serious things. I personally haven't seen these movies, but have you? Like, what is your experience with Julia Roberts? Like,
I mean, I'm aware of Julia Roberts. A lot of this stuff, I'm like, with Julia Roberts, it is very much before her time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm young. That's before my time. But, like, I am aware that after Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts had the whole, like, Kiefer Sutherland called off the wedding, like, real life runaway bride kind of media fiasco. And she did try to star in more serious films that sometimes worked, like Pelican Brief, and sometimes didn't, like Mary Riley. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen Sleeping with the Enemy. It just,
Same.
I just, since I was born, I've known her as, like, the rom-com blockbuster lady.
Right?
So,
it's hard to undo that. But, I mean, I really loved her, like, in Erin Brockovich.
Same.
That was a more serious role.
More serious. She is playing the Julia Roberts shtick. It's, like, the perfect...
Yeah, there's something... I feel like all of her characters, even in rom-coms, she has this, like, edge, this, like, fierceness, this... What's the word? Like, she's, like, not, like, a super girly girl. Like, even... Well, I'm trying to think in Pretty Woman. She's a little softer. But you know what I'm saying? She can, like, clap back. Like, she's ready to fight.
Truly. I think the beautiful thing about Julia Roberts in general is her ability. I don't know what she's like off screen. I don't care to know. I don't want to know about her stinky pits. I don't care.
Yeah.
I do know that we're talking about like the frazzled English woman or, whatever like tropey stereotype aesthetic you could put in. It's nothing like that. When you say it's like a Julia Roberts, she's her own type. Mm-hmm. But it's like stuck after all, like 30 years. Like Julia Roberts is Julia Roberts.
Yes.
And that's a really beautiful thing. It's like no dig, but you can't pin her down to like a stereotype or a little aesthetic. It's her. This is like, even if she crafted it, you can't describe it. You can't be like edgy or romantic. It's just Julia Roberts. Mm-hmm. Whatever she's created, that's fucking beautiful.
I love it.
That could bring a tear to my... if I thought about it too hard, that could bring a tear to my eye.
Honestly, yeah. I started to go there just a little, and I'm like, wow, I love Julia Roberts. I didn't realize how much.
Truly. And I think Leave the World Behind, I think that's my only problem. Every time I see her in a serious role, like super serious, it's like she kind of loses the Julia Roberts-ness.
Well, I think she has a lot of heart. Like in that movie specifically in Leave the World Behind, her character is really cold, I will say. And she doesn't open up very much. And I get that that's part of like the character.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and she starts out saying like, oh, I fucking hate people, like right to the camera. So like I get that that's what they're establishing, is that she's a really closed off person, but like you don't really see the other side. Like I feel like people are dynamic, and like we could have seen more. We see like a little bit of warmth, but it could have been more. It could have been, it just, I don't know.
If I want to see Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I'm just like, I love her. I just want her. But I was like, oh no, I like have nothing to say about this movie.
It's
okay.
I'm
glad we're just like talking.
And we didn't like just pick that movie just to dissect. It's like a little much to just go. I enjoyed watching it though. Like I like those kind of movies that are like just suspenseful. And you're like, what's good? I also like end of the world movies, I think.
Gotcha.
And like I'm into that.
I'm like Miss Me. Anytime you're like trying to be too serious or like doomsday, the like lighting is very dark. I'm like Miss Me. So we talked rom-coms. So you like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah. What about you? Did you say yours already?
No, but you know, I said I love Sandra Bullock, and I mean that with all my heart. I love The Proposal. I think that's a really good rom-com, and
I love that movie.
I mean, just Sandra Bullock in the woods singing, you know, Low by the Yin Yang Twins.
Makes me want to
Get
cry.
Low. Yes. Brings a tear to my eye to see her in Betty White just getting crunk.
Yeah.
A sight to behold. 2 Weeks Notice is great. I really love 2 Weeks Notice. I think that's underrated.
Yeah.
And Hugh Grant, he's like the king of the rom-com.
Yeah.
Love Julia Roberts and Anne Hathaway. Anytime she does a rom-com, I'm like here for it.
Yes. I want to see more Anne Hathaway rom-coms.
I do too. I don't know. I feel like that was just such a specific time that we don't get a lot anymore. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of things she's been in. Hasn't she been in like...
She's been in so many things. I kind of want to delve into her filmography and just see what she's been up to.
I know. I feel like I'm usually on the pulse with Anne Hathaway, but I just see all these like movies coming out and not in theaters. I want to see Anne on the big screen.
Same. Oh, I'm trying to think the last time I saw her on the big screen, but it might have been like Ocean's 11 or something.
Oh, yeah. Ocean's 8 was...
Or Ocean's 8?
Yeah. I do watch that movie every now and again. I don't hate it. Speaking of Sandra Bullock. But... Oh! I forgot my... No, okay, like, I love The Proposal. So I mean that. My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one too.
That's the best, like, that's like the number one rom-com of all time. Like, just like numbers wise. But also in my heart. Like, that movie's excellent.
I love that movie. I can't believe that didn't cross my mind.
I don't know. It's a movie that I still like ride for after like 21 years. It still like makes me feel in my heart like I'm in 2002 and I'm like, it's a sleeper hit. See how well it's doing? I don't know.
Isn't there like another, didn't they put out another movie recently as well? Like a
3.
Yeah, the third one.
With the grandfather dead. Because he died in real life. But
yeah. Are you going to watch?
No. I don't know. I can't. I can't bring my heart to like... Not because the grandfather died, just I don't want to... It's probably not good. Like, I didn't see the Julia Roberts, speaking of her, and George Clooney, like, Tickets to Paradise.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to see that. I think maybe because in my mind, she's like the rom-com queen. Like, it might be a little disheartening to see her and George Clooney and...
Yeah, it's like when you know something's bad, like some people love a train wreck, and sometimes you're like, I don't want to see that. No, I know how this ends.
Yeah.
Like, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Rom-coms. Well, what about ramen noodles? I know that's random, but you love rom-coms.
Ramen noodles.
I love rom-coms. You love ramen noodles. Do you have any thoughts on your favorite ramen noodle flavors?
I do, yeah.
Is that a part of your comfort movie viewing?
Actually, it is. If I'm really gonna settle down and watch a movie, like I'm planted, especially if I'm just by myself or just like having a moment, like I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make some comfort food for this comfort movie, and it's usually ramen, and I'll spruce it up, you know, put some egg in there,
fabulous,
chop some green onions, you know,
you get fancy.
Yeah, some vegetables.
What kind of vegetables?
Frozen.
Nice.
Yeah, mostly because They cook quicker.
I love that. I love this idea of like zhuzhing up a ramen noodle. I'm
So good.
I know. I think you're like looking at me like I'm patronizing.
No,
you.
no, it's okay. I'm just like, I wonder if people are like, why is she asking?
Oh, that's true. I know.
About ramen. No, but
I don't know. I know you love ramen noodles.
I do.
I just want to like find a way, to bring your interests into the mix.
yeah, like ramen noodles.
Like ramen noodles. Did you watch The Noodle Girl? No, it's the Ramen Girl.
The ramen girl.
The Noodle Girl.
The noodle
That's
girl.
you.
That's me. I am the noodle girl. There's the ramen girl, and then there's the noodle girl. See, the ramen girl puts herself into a box because she only likes ramen, but the noodle girl likes everything.
Well, you're Italian and you like ramen noodles, so like noodles.
Yeah,
noodles.
all the noodles. Oodles of noodles. Linguine. That's a noodle.
Can't call yourself that though. Those are TM'd.
Linguine's TM.
And oodles of noodles. I think that's
well, but I can use the phrase, right? Oodles of noodles. They're not going to come after me, are they? Just maybe they'll sponsor.
Get your cease and desist.
Oh my gosh.
But you're like the noodle girl.
Yeah. I think The Ramen Girl is a comfort movie. I've only seen it one time, and I saw it in Japanese because I couldn't.
The commitment to noodles.
Yeah, and I don't even think there was closed captions. I just had to decipher what was happening based on context alone because it wasn't available on Netflix, like on any streaming, except somehow I found it in Japanese.
Is this meta though? Because they had to have dubbed Brittany Murphy speaking Japanese so that it was already dubbed. And then you were listening to it dubbed.
That's true.
That sounds stupid.
And it's about an American in Japan. And I'm an American.
Not in Japan.
Not in Japan.
Never mind. My argument is not sound.
No, but like having maybe an experience of, like there's a language barrier.
Yeah. And you watching The Ramen Girl.
Yeah.
Is a language barrier.
But ramen noodles, they surpass the barrier. They break through. They bring us together.
Like Sharon Burlesque.
There's no barriers with ramen. Yeah. That's what I learned from the movie. It's a beautiful movie. Beautiful film.
The Noodle Girl. Yeah.
It almost made me cry at some parts, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
It's good. Oh my God. Speaking of rom-coms, I watched Uptown Girls and Brittany Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't make me cry, but it makes me cry to think about Brittany Murphy.
I cry.
Womp womp.
Oh.
Yeah, I wonder how this is going to turn
I don't know.
out. We've talked about a lot.
We have.
I did watch Punk'd for you, though.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were going to talk about Punk'd. I know that we're talking about everything.
We really are. No end, no beginning.
We hate those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Punk'd. I've been getting into Punk'd.
Full stop. That's a bold statement to say in 2024.
Yeah, it is a little jarring, some of the episodes. I will say, like, sometimes I think he takes it too far, Sometimes Ashton Kutcher's, like, whatever he says to the camera before he starts the episode is a little, like, cringe.
Do you think he really murdered that girl on that date in 2001?
What?
Yeah. So, Brie, I just want to ask. Are you privy to, like, what's happened to Ashton Kutcher in the past year?
Yeah. Okay. No, I know I know that there was, I know he was canceled. I know that,
the Danny Masterson rape trial.
Yeah, and he, like, defended him. Like, I know that whole situation. Yeah, and it kind of makes maybe sense now watching Punk'd. I hate to say it. But the way he talks about, like, Hilary Duff or Lindsay Lohan when they're, like, 16 and 17 is kind of creepy. Like, if you watch it, he's, like, I think he calls Lindsay Lohan succulent, which is, like, creepy to say. He's, like, a succulent 17-year-old. You're like, ooh.
Stop saying that.
Stop saying that.
Yeah, I really had no clue because you were like, yeah, Nikki, I'm getting into Punk'd.
Well, that was at the beginning of my Punk'd journey that I had watched a couple episodes.
And you didn't know?
Well, no.
Or you knew?
Well, wait, about what specifically?
Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson and all
I
that.
did know,
Okay.
but when you're looking back on something, you try to transport back to that time and think how things were. And I'm trying, you know what I mean? I'm trying to have an open mind of, like, Also, I'm not just thinking Ashton Kutcher. I'm thinking more about the celebrities that are getting punked and they're seeing their reactions. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Brie,
like,
next week you're gonna be like, so I watched all the Woody Allen films. Thoughts. I know about
no. I'm not defending him. If anything, I feel like it creeps me out more. And the more that I watched Punked, I'm like, oh no, I thought I was gonna enjoy this because it's like any prank show. You know, like you just.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you ready to put Ashton Kutcher on trial? You're like,
yeah,
yes, he murdered that girl.
The answer is
suspicious?
Yes. I'm like, I don't know anything about this, but yes. Just based off of Punked alone.
You start your own reality show Punk style trying to get Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah, get him punked. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just because I feel like I've personally been through a journey with Ashton Kutcher, like, watching him on that 70s show, like really liking him and then being a little disappointed in him and then very disappointed, I guess, and now creeped out and questioning everything. And that's where I'm at right now with Ashton Kutcher. So
that's really interesting. I really was like, when you were like, I'm watching Punked, let's talk about it. I was like,
this poor timing.
Well, I was very perplexed because it was one out of the blue. I haven't thought about Ashton Kutcher, let alone Punked, in a very long time.
Really?
No, like even during like the Danny Masterson trial, like I'm not shocked about celebrities.
Yeah.
Like the Epstein like list. I'm really
it's
not.
Sad, but yeah, I agree. I'm also like, oh, okay.
I'm not shocked. Like like if tomorrow it came out that like Tom Hanks was really like the child pedophile that QAnon says, I would not be like like my world is shook.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would
like
be like
expect
gross.
the worst in people.
Yeah, kind of, or especially with celebrities, or like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis like defending Danny Masterson. I'm like, well, that was his friend for one.
Yeah.
For two, birds of a feather. I don't know. It's none of my business. Also, I didn't watch that 70s show like that.
Gotcha.
I also was like that. Just him and Just Married. He was a little mean to Brittany Murphy. That's all I gotta say.
Mm.
I was a little icked out by that.
Mm-hmm.
How he treated Demi Moore. I was like, oh no.
Gotcha.
But anyways,
you had sneaking suspicions.
A little bit. Also, growing up, I did see Punked, so I already knew a little bit.
See, I did not see Punked. I'm late to the party on Punked, and I wanted to get into it because I had seen this clip like a few months ago of Beyonce ruining Christmas.
That's a good one, though.
And that's a good one. It's hilarious. Like, especially just like that clip of her, like the look on her face when the tree falls. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, and I've heard so much about the show. I'm like, why have I never seen it? Like, I was just flipping through channels and there it was. It like came to me. So I was like, oh, I've got to watch this now. And it was like Macy Gray.
I love her.
Just like about to fight somebody. And I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty funny. This is entertaining. Like, I get it. But yeah, some of the episodes I was like, oh.
Rightfully so. That's so funny. That Macy Gray episode, the like Punked before it is Justin Long. And just from like a 2024 standpoint, just knowing about him like maybe being like a little creepy, but not like super creepy, it's just super funny.
Yeah.
To like be like Justin Long in 2003 or something, having like this look of like, am I about to be canceled? Like his life flashed before his eyes.
That is something, like, you do see how the celebrities actually might react. Like, that could go, like, I feel like in today's day and age, people, I don't know if they would be canceled back then.
No.
I feel like we laughed off a lot of behavior.
Definitely.
But now I think they'd be like, oh, you're canceled. You reacted that way. Like, you yelled, Adrian Brody raised his voice.
Which, okay, I remember from back in the day, but I watched it again. The Kanye West Punked. Have you seen this?
No, I was on my watch list, but I didn't get around to that one.
So, like, say what you will about Kanye West, but this was one of the moments where I was like, oh, this is so interesting because it's on the set of Jesus Walks.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Kanye West isn't, like, even second album Kanye West. Like, this is, like, first album Kanye West. Like, polo wearing.
Yeah.
Like, still pretty hungry and a little more scrappy.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when they shut down the music video as a prank and, like, he goes kind of Kanye, but he's like, we're going to film this guerrilla style.
Oh, I love that. They didn't stop him.
It didn't. But, like, there is this, like, undertone of it that's kind of like, oh, this is kind of mean. Like, this person's like finally getting success, and he like feels like it's being taken away from him.
Okay, yeah, that's another thing that I realized the more that I've watched. Like, some episodes are kind of funny, but other times I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty mean. Like, well, there's the one with Hillary Duff bothered me. I think because I love Hillary Duff, I'm like, oh, she's so sweet. But like, she's taking driver's ed like courses, so, and she has a terrible. I mean, he's an actor. I forget.
Yeah. Probably Dax Shepard or whatever dude it was.
And then but he's kind of an asshole, and but they get into an altercation like with another vehicle. Like, he like comes out of the car with a bat. I'm just thinking, like, being a young girl, I'd be like, what the hell is going on? And then getting carjacked, like, it's a little much, you know what I mean? Like, it's but if you watch like Justin Bieber when he takes over Punk'd, I think is maybe better and a little more lighthearted. I don't know if you've watched any of those.
I did. I watched the one with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that one, no one actually gets hurt or anything.
No.
But I mean, it is a little scary, and I think she's about to have a breakdown. But it's not like, I don't know. I feel like his pranks aren't quite as like harmful or something.
Definitely not.
And he doesn't go into it with like a creepy vibe. I don't know what it is. I don't know how I feel about the TV show Punk'd. I have mixed feelings.
I just thought it was hilarious thinking that like maybe Brie does not know about like Ashton Kutcher nowadays, and I thought that was hilarious.
I just thought enough time had maybe passed to like, I thought that show could be its own, like, a separate. Can't the show be a separate entity?
The noodle girl is canceled.
No.
That's awesome though. I always like. Yeah, Brie. Yeah, watch Punk. I'm gonna watch Punk.
Oh, because people loved that show, is what I've heard. Like, it's always been like a positive. I've only heard positive things about it, so that's why I also wanted to check it out. I know it's probably poor timing.
It's just fun. I think it's funny more than anything. I'm like, oh, that's great. But I do. Speaking of that, though, I do remember being a kid and being like, Punk is really cool. I'm gonna watch Punk, because that era of MTV shows, do not age well. But like Parental Control and like Room Raiders, I used to love that as a kid.
Yeah, maybe it's the way it's filmed or something, and the way they're like talking at the camera and get you all excited. Room Raiders is messed up.
I liked Room Raiders back in the day. I know it doesn't hold up though.
Yeah. Have you watched it recently?
No, it can stay in the past for me. Unless you want to bring it up, I'll have opinions, of course.
Okay.
But for me, Punk'd, it was one of those things as a kid where I was like, it's so cool. Ashton Kutcher and all his friends from that 70s show. And then looking from like, well, being an adult, but also from today's lens, I'm like, the best episodes in my mind as a kid were the ones when he was punking his friends.
Yeah, I think those are better. Instead of like punking Halle Berry at her, well, I'm trying to remember what movie premiere it was, but he punks her, and it could have been really funny, but they're like, she looks like upset about it, and I mean, but holding it together, but still, it's like, oh, this actually isn't making me laugh. If it's not making me laugh, what is the point?
It's a little mean-spirited.
I wanted it to be a little more like, oh, what is that one like prank show that's popular nowadays? Like with the four guys. It's like,
oh,
what I'm talking about? Like
Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, Impractical Jokers. I thought it was going to be a little more along those lines. Like a little more loosey-goosey, a little more funny dialogue. Yeah. But it's like, they take like serious situations and like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Like, I do think it's kind of hilarious just because it's Justin Timberlake, but the Punk'd episode when they like are seizing all his like belongings, and he's just like watching it and like starts to cry. It's funny, but not for the right reasons. You're like, oh, or like when they catch like Zach Braff yelling at the child. It's a little bit like, oi, you're like really not painting anyone in a cute
light.
Right, but it was a different time. I'm sure I don't know who's to say. Like, it doesn't really inform a lot of my opinions on celebrities. I will say though, I mean, I know they have to sign off on it. Like, it didn't change my opinion on Zach Braff. I didn't like him.
Oh yeah.
Or like, I'm always gonna like Adrian Brody no matter what he does.
Same, yeah.
I'm always gonna like him. So what? So what if he goes on SNL and introduces Sean Paul with a Jamaican accent?
Oh my god.
In Rasta garb. I'll like him. I'll defend him till the day I die.
Like, that is my man, and I stand by him.
Yes.
It's okay. Me too, though. I love Adrian Brody.
So next week, Brie watches all the Woody Allen films?
No. I don't know if I can, like, consciously. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm protesting Woody Allen.
Good.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'd want to watch any of his films now.
No.
Just, it's too weird.
I can't.
Yeah.
But we can watch Punk.
But we can watch Punk'd, you know. I do think, like, Justin Bieber, you know, like, when he's, like, the Biebs, like, he's so adorable and silly.
That's another person I'm gonna always like ride for, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ashton Kutcher, don't feel that way. So
yeah, I feel a little skeezed out by him.
yeah, but maybe good.
Yeah,
I think people are skeezed out at people for a reason, typically.
yeah.
But then you also hear like the nicest people or like celebrities or like the meanest. So who's to say? Not me. That's why you have to be your own celebrity. That's why you have to be your own niche, like early 2000s rom-com character.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you gotta be your own Bridget Jones.
Gotta be your own Bridget Jones.
And write in that diary a whole 3 times.
I feel like, not to make things about me,
Yeah.
but like I tried Bridget Jonesing a little bit before we watched the movie. I had already, because I think she said something like, "It's a new year, I'm gonna write in my diary" or something. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, that's what I've been doing. But
Brie Piccone has a diary?
she does. I've only written once, no, twice.
Like your child diary when you were like, I'm really good at spelling. Oh, that was a paper.
No, that was an assignment, a school assignment that said, like, what are your, I was so, what's the word when you're like blind to your own weaknesses? Like you
were gassed up on yourself.
I was gassed up. I wish I had that confidence now, because you look at like the paper that I wrote right before that assignment, and it's like at least 10 or so spelling mistakes.
You're like, I'm really good at spelling, and the whole sentence is misspelled.
Yeah.
Queen. That's my queen, Brie.
Yeah, I wish I could like be that way now.
You are that way now.
Am I?
Yes.
Just still in there.
The noodle girl rises.
The noodle girl rises.
Rises to the top. So tell me about your diary.
Oh, I don't, like, I just wrote in it twice. Like, I don't know.
I thought it was a sad, sad book. I want to keep a diary. I feel like I will write something on a piece of paper when I feel like the urge.
Yeah.
But keeping a proper diary, I've never been able to do.
Same. That's why I'm going to try to do it.
Yeah.
This year. This is going to be the year, I say, every year.
I
but
like that.
Yeah.
New year, new Brie.
Yeah. We'll try it again.
I'm like, I want to get messier this year, a little more chaotic. And you're like, I want to write a diary. I like it.
I'm like, I want to get put together. I want to get good at spelling again.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, this year I want to be like my 2024 mood board is pretty much, I've seen on the internet circulating around again the Emma Roberts paparazzi photo of her in this shirt. So she's just out and about drinking an iced coffee, sipping an iced coffee with a cigarette in her hand.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sipping.
I'm like, ooh, did she dunk it?
She just dunks it. But no, Emma Roberts has on this gray t-shirt that's very like American Apparel, because it was like in 2015, 2016. And it just says Dolly Parton tits.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just wearing like little Sophie shorts. And I think that's like
the vibe.
I want that shirt so bad too. Because
obviously
you find
it somewhere?
No, not in the same like material. Like you can buy it on like a Redbubble, but but I love the reference, and I love like the joke. I love because she's like fairly flat chested, and it says Dolly Parton tits. Like I'm like, that's hilarious. And she's like smoking a cigarette with an iced coffee in her hand, just not giving a fuck. I love it.
I love Emma Roberts. I mean, she has like a sass about it. It has a similar vibe to like Julia Roberts, aloe vera, but you know, like it's like stepping out. Like she knows what she's doing. She wore that shirt. She knew. People would probably take pictures.
Yeah. It's either that or she didn't know and it's just something.
She just wears it on the regular as a joke with herself.
Yeah. I'm here for both. I'm here for both occasions.
Yeah. We should get t-shirts like that.
Yeah. What would your like slogan tee be?
Like an original one?
Yeah. Just anything.
Maybe something like Norbit makes me cry. Or, you know,
Rasputia tits.
Rasputia tits. Yeah, actually, I like that energy because she's like really like pushing them out.
Those octopuses be flopping.
Mm-hmm. And you better move out the way.
I like it.
Yeah.
Is that your energy for this year? You're just
Yeah.
like, ugh.
I'm gonna knock people over with my Rasputia tits.
I love it.
Yeah. How about you? Or Dolly Parton tits is yours.
I think Dolly Parton tits.
Yeah.
If Emma Roberts didn't wear it, I would have picked it out and worn it.
Yeah.
Like, it's me coded. What is the worst movie you've ever seen? Unless you were gonna, what were you gonna bring up?
No. I was about to ask you that same question. You beat me to it. No, go ahead.
Well, I have no clue. I want to know yours.
You have no clue. Okay. Well, I will say maybe that movie Mother.
I liked Mother. Mother was great.
I would need to rewatch it because I remember liking it a lot and then up until the end and being like, what the hell did I just watch? Like, what was that? You know, but maybe I need to unpack it and watch it again with fresh eyes. But I just remember being like disturbed and confused. And I was like left with a weird feeling. I mean, it's probably not the worst movie ever made, though. I'm trying, it might be the worst movie I have seen, at least from my knowledge that I've seen in theaters that I can think of, you know?
Yeah. No, I understand. Like, I mean, the only one that comes to my mind is I walked out of The Lobster.
Wait a minute. We both did, though.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like there's another movie that we have walked out together. I don't remember the point that I walked out, but I remember being pissed off.
I mean, I know the point. It's like the scene in The Lobster where they start like sewing up and like, from my memory, sewing up. I don't know what exactly happens, but they sew up their genitals and their mouths. I think their mouths.
Oh.
Don't quote me on it. But there's just one part in The Lobster where I was just like, fuck this, I'm out, because it disturbed me.
Uh-huh.
But I really want to look at the rest of his work because I haven't seen The Favorite, probably because I was so scarred by The Lobster.
Right.
But I haven't seen The Favorite. I really want to see Poor Things with Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo. Like, I'm open.
Yeah.
I just think like The Lobster, maybe at that point in time, it just disturbed me so much I walked out. But I wouldn't say that's the worst movie ever made. That's just a movie that I walked out of.
Yeah.
Probably I've seen like Paul Blart. I wanted to walk out.
I love Paul Blart.
Are we gonna throw hands over Paul Blart?
Let's take this outside. In the parking lot over Paul Blart.
On our Segways?
Yeah. Like we have like a battle on our Segways.
He's just not that into you. I fucking hated that movie.
Really? He's just not that into you. I'm like, who is that?
Jennifer Goodwin, Justin Long, Bradley Cooper. The only redeeming scenes are the Jennifer Connelly scenes. Like, I stand by that. That's probably the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's really that bad?
I mean, I haven't seen it since it came out, but I felt that. Like, I hated it. But what about you?
I don't know. I feel like I'm so bad at judging movies that I'm like, everything is great, you know? But I feel like The Lobster at the time, I also was disturbed. And I remember not really liking it, but I'm like trying to think what else. It's hard to pick a worst movie.
Truly. I've seen bad movies, but like I feel like I forget about them. I like to focus on the good. As if just like shit talked every single thing you brought up. I'm like, I fucking hated Punk'd. That End of the World movie was the pits. End of the World was okay. It was just like, but I'm not like a fan of that like Bird Boxy.
Oh, and I wanted to see Bird Box.
It's just the look of the way it's filmed. I think it's very much of like the late 2010s for me that I'm just...
You don't like the aesthetic?
Not right now. But of course it'll come back and I'll be cool. I just need a little time from it, I think. I think when I watched Leave Us at the End of the World?
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind.
I know. No, it took me so long to figure out this title. Like, I've spent all day, like, going in my... And then I had to Google it because I'm like...
I think I just want to, like, have fun and party. I think that's why.
You don't want to think about the end of the world?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just like, but, you know, or not.
I feel you. If that had more comedy, maybe, like, dark comedy.
Yeah, something. But...
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm here for fun time. I'm here for fun, fucked up times in 2024.
Yeah. It can't just be fucked up. It's gotta
It's gotta also be funny.
It's gotta be funny. Yeah.
Have you been listening to any hot jams before we sorry, I know that segue was terrible, but I just want to get to the hot jams, okay?
No, I totally understand. I know that I'm the one that came up with this question. I did not think about you asking me the same questions.
You can ask me it. I yeah.
Nikki, have you
yes,
been
Brie?
Have you been listening to any hot jams?
Yes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Do tell.
Okay. So I have been very into, they're gonna all be ridiculous. Okay, the really obvious one is I've been listening to all the songs from Saltburn.
Murder on the Dance Floor.
Murder on the Dance Floor, Time to Pretend, MGMT. That song that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know?
Yeah.
It's a great
all
song.
the bops.
All the bops. Also, the Frazzled English Woman, there's a Spotify playlist. I think it's the first one when you search on Spotify. So good.
That is a really good playlist.
Highly recommend that.
They have like the La-Las.
They do. They have Suddenly I See, which is in every delusional girl, including myself's arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
More embarrassingly, I have listened to the song Born Slippy from Train Spotting on repeat.
What is that?
Oh my god. It is a banger to end all bangers. It might be my favorite song of all time.
Wait, no way.
That's
a bold statement.
It's crazy. I think Born Slippy might be my favorite song of all time.
More than Murder on the Dance Floor?
More than Murder on the Dance Floor. Born Slippy just hits.
Is it all instrumental?
What if it was just this? I'm like, great.
If it was, I could still appreciate it. I wouldn't knock it. Wow. Is this what they were listening to in the clubs in the 90s? Like when they were on all those drugs, like all night? That 90s disco beat?
It's a whole experience.
Yeah, I guess I have to listen to the whole. It sounds like it switches up a lot. Like
it does.
It starts out slow. Starts out like you're meditating or something.
So okay, this is going to not do it justice. I'm sure we're going to get like, I don't know, any Gen Xers that listen to Late to the Party to be like, this fucking bitch doesn't know what she's talking about. She wasn't in the clubs in Europe in 1996, which I wasn't. I was a baby.
You're like Ally McBeal baby dancing.
That's me. I'm the Ally McBeal baby to Born Slippy. I do feel that in my core. That the song, it kind of sounds like the Twin Peaks theme song. Put in a blender with Fatboy Slim and like Blue by Eiffel. Like
yes, I hear that beat. Yes.
Yeah. What is it called? You know, I don't know what their name is.
Blue.
Like that. And that, yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot.
I'm just really into Born Slippy.
Okay.
Also, I'm not one to listen to songs just over and over again, but Cornerstone by Arctic Monkeys.
I love the Arctic Monkeys.
Same.
Is that on that playlist too? The Frazzled English one? Like I know they're on that playlist a lot.
It might be, but yeah, Cornerstone's great, and I've been listening to it's a newer song, Body Paint.
Oh,
I'm really into that one too.
Who sings that?
Arctic Monkeys.
Oh, the Arctic Monkeys.
Just very into the Arctic Monkeys.
Wow, Arctic Monkeys and Born Slippy
pretty much
on repeat. That's how you start your day.
I have done that before. I can't listen to Born Slippy just once.
I love this energy.
Anyways.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you been listening to?
This is going to sound lame. The radio. I've been listening
Heard of it?
No, it's like if I'm driving around doing errands or going to work, like I just pop on the radio. Part of it is because I still have failed to delete photos from my phone to download Spotify on my phone. Mm-hmm. So if I do want to listen to my own music, I will go on YouTube and search. So when I've intentionally looked for songs, which is very annoying to do, by the way, because of all the ads. Like it's not, you cannot create a music playlist like you used to be able to on YouTube. Like remember queuing just the music videos? You have to, it's disturbing.
Well, you're an animal and you don't pay for Spotify Premium.
Well, right now I actually have it. I think I paid like $7 for 3 months or something. There was some special.
Girl.
Yeah. But yeah.
Not sponsored, but like.
I wish.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, Spotify.
So what songs are you like looking up from the radio to YouTube?
Well, the radio, I have two different moods. Either the radio is like 70s kind of vibes, you know.
Love.
But then I'm also looking up like Cardi B, like Money, you know. I'm putting out like my intentions, you know what I mean? Like Iggy Azalea Started, you know.
Okay.
Just like money manifestation.
Sorry, I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't realize Started was the title of that song.
Yeah.
I thought you just said Iggy Azalea Started. Sorry, that was my reaction.
So you're like waiting. Started what? What did she start?
Start is the name of the song, isn't it?
Started a revolution. She
It's
started
not Born
listening to Born Slippy, the 10-minute version. And then she's been changed. Oh. Yeah.
So lots of the classics.
Just the classics, basically. Yeah.
What else? Like what else?
If I'm being honest about what I've been listening to,
Be honest.
I listened to that Scrub song too many times. The one from Wonka where they're like scrub, scrub. Like doing chores and listening to scrub, scrub. It's only a 2-minute song though, so you have to listen.
More than once?
Yeah. I don't know.
This.
That song just got me. Put me in a good mood. Even though they're all in a bad mood singing it about having to scrub, it puts me in a good mood.
That was a highlight of Wonka.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Annie, but in the best way.
Yeah. It's a hard knock life for them.
It's true.
Scrubbing.
I also love the idea that Timothée Chalamet is going to probably become a household name because of Wonka.
Good.
And just, I don't know. I love Timothée Chalamet, so I'm here for this.
Same.
I love how potentially at the Golden Globes, Kylie Jenner told Selena Gomez, no, you can't take a picture with Tim.
Yeah, that drama. I saw that too,
which was not drama, but I'd like to believe it was.
Same.
Also, Team Kylie.
Yeah. I mean, let them,
stay
do
away.
their thing. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? You got to keep your eye out for Selena, remember?
That's what Nicki Minaj says.
Remember when Nicki Minaj told us to keep our eye out?
She was sending some messages.
Yeah.
But what if I was just like, keep an eye out for next episode? Like,
keep
the worst.
Yeah. I love it. Like a dad joke.
Trying. I'm like
looking for opportunities.
True. I'm like, if we keep talking and having a topic, I can like segue out.
Yeah.
But
speaking of segues.
Yeah?
No, I don't know. Never mind. That's just a segue to Paul. That's a segue back in. I don't know.
Speaking of segues,
we gotta roll. I'm really bad. I don't think I'm good at segues.
I don't know. I usually fancy myself good at segues. I think I'm just not good at ending things.
Yeah, I think we're both not good at ending things.
It truly is like that Gwyneth Paltrow, like, was it Get Ready With Me, Vogue, where she's like, well, that's a wrap.
That's okay, guys.
And there we go, guys. It's time for me to get in bed.
Thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed.
Please rate and review us on Apple or Spotify, wherever you're podcasting.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.